So let me just say this. Episode 8, The Lord of the Tides. This was a beautiful and sad episode, and it was very wonderful. This is set 6 years after the last episode, and they start out saying that Lord Corliss was severely wounded fighting in the stepstones, and the Driftmark Lord name has been called in the title since they say that Rhaenyra's children are not legitimate, and Lord Corley's brother says that he is the rightful Lord of Driftmark, and so he calls it in the court. Viserys, he is gone bad. One side of his face is gone, his body is messed up. He's wearing a mask on one side of his face, and he hasn't been able to sit on the throne, and they've been giving him medicine for his pain, and it also makes him delusional. So Allison and Otto has been overseeing the things, and they were overseeing it, and doggone finally uh Corley's brother, during the doggone proceeding, he said that Rhaenyra's children were bastards, and Viserys said he would have his tongue, but Daemon sliced off his head. It was just like that.
Her children are bastards! And she is a whore. I will have your tongue for that.
He can keep his tongue.
Disarm him!
Many.
Call the maesters!
Father?
Please, my love, you must take something for the pain.
I will not close my mind. I must put things right.
And Aegon and Aemon have grown quite a bit. Jace and Lucerys have grown quite a bit. Joffrey, he's still young. He's around the same age they were in the last episode and on. And Allison and the King's older. No, Allison and the King's daughter, she done grown quite a bit too. But doggone, they also talked about how Aegon he raped a handmaiden, and Allison covered it up, just being stupid. And all of this, Rhaenyra came to a proposal with Rhaenys, which is Corlys' wife. She said that they marry off their sons to her daughters. And she didn't agree with it at first, but then when they got into proceedings, she agreed with it. And Viserys just been in bed a lot of the episode, and then right before they had the proceedings, Rhaenyra told him was asked him was it truly his wish to have her to sit on the Iron Throne, and he didn't say. She asked him was do he believe that Aegon the Conqueror's Song of Ice and Fire was true.
I shouldn't.
No, it's Rhaenyra, Father. The Song of Ice and Fire, do you believe it to be true? You told me it was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe. I thought I wanted it. But the burden is a heavy one. It's too heavy. If you wish me to bear it, then defend me. And my children.
And he was out of it. He didn't really say too much, so she left. And after the proceeding, they were doing some work in his room on him, trying to get some medicine in him and all that, the maesters and stuff. And he told Otto he wanted to hold a dinner. Um, and later on they held their dinner, and everything was, the people were, the whole family was looking, kind of, um, they were looking kind of angry at each other because and that's one thing, they hadn't seen each other since the last episode, 6 year time, and during the feast, this is what I like. The family got together and they seemed like they got over all their differences. All their differences. Well, at least Rhaenyra and Alicent did. And she told Rhaenyra that you will make a good queen, and you could just see the glow on Viserys' face because through all of it, he finally had peace among his family. And he not only did he have his daughter and his wife and his trusted advisor Otto by his side, but he had someone he had been trying to get beside him and love him for the longest, his brother Daemon. And he started to feel pain, so the guards carried him to his room. And then, doggone his son Aemon, the one who got the eye cut out, wanted to start a fight with Rhaenyra's older son. And let me say this, not only she done got some children by um Daemon too, cause they married in the last episode. She named one Aegon and one Viserys. Okay? And let me just say this. Viserys, he's out of his mind. The medicine they give him got him going crazy. Later on when he in the bed, he 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 was talking to Alicent, but he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra. And he told her, he muttered, he said something about a part of Aegon the Conqueror's dream. Uh, and Alicent sitting there believed that he is talking about her son Aegon. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. Y'all just made up. And there she thinking he talking about her.
Sorry. What do you wanted to know? If I believe it to be true. Oh, don't you remember? Aegon.
Our son.
His dream. The Song of Ice. And fire. It is true. What he saw in the north. The prince that was promised.
I don't understand this house.
The prince.
Prince Edmund.
Against the cold. In the dark. It is you. You must do this. You must do this.
I understand, my king.
No more.
The writers and the in this episode, the writer and the director of this episode, it was so wonderful. The actor who plays Viserys, he needs to win an Oscar. Let me see what his name. Um, Patty, that's his name. He needs to win an Oscar for his performance. It was so beautiful when he finally saw his family was getting together, and he had a smile on his face. It was tragic and beautiful at the same time. And at the end of the episode, he was breathing shallow, and they didn't show him dying, but you can tell it. If he don't die in the next episode, you can tell that he died right after this episode ended. But I'm just happy, and in his final scene, he said, "No more." You could tell he was talking about no more fighting, no more pain, and he shed a tear. And it was so saddening and so beautiful all at the same time. He got to see his family united and happy and just being joyful all at once, and it was just a beautiful moment. And just the progression throughout this episode. You see Aegon, he didn't have too much of progression. He still do want to have sex with everybody and still picking on his cousins or his nephews. Let me see. They his nephew And what else they year to him? I don't know. Jason Lucarius, um, he ain't picking on his brother Amon no more. Because let me just say this, Amon, he done became a skilled warrior. And believe me, he was already on some serious skillness in the last episode because he would four people and they had to take a knife before they could take him down. But he done became a skilled warrior. That's a big improvement. He he remind me so much of Damon right now. It don't make no sense. And when they started that fight, he's sitting there. You could tell he a skilled warrior, but he wasn't finna. Damon stepped up, and you could tell he was not finna play with Damon.
Strong.
Raymond.
Come. Let us drain our cups to these three strong boys.
I dare you to say that again.
Why? It was only a compliment. Do you not think yourself strong?
Jake! This is enough! Why would you say such a thing before these people?
I was merely expressing how proud I am of my family, Mother. Though it seems my nephews aren't quite as proud of theirs.
Wait!
Go to your quarters. All of you go, now.
He was not. If doggone, if but if I did not know Damon better, and if I did not know Allison better, you would think that Amon was his son, because Amon is nearly just like him. Got the same smart attitude, the same brashness, the same full of himself, which, to tell the truth, Damon is kind of calmed down. So, and let me just say this. Damon and Otto, why throughout the whole show, they is the only one I ain't seen age too much. And Otto done aged a little bit more, but Damon, he ain't aged none. He ain't not a wink. But this episode was fantastic. I ain't gonna lie. It was heartfelt. It was beautiful. It was sad. It had you feeling so many emotions all at once. So this episode, House of the Dragon, episode 8, The Lord of the Tides. This episode gets a 10. The only other episode I feel that is as good as this episode is I think it's episode 1. It probably a couple more episodes as good as this episode, but episode 1, this episode was beautiful. Everything that I wanted out of the last season of Game of Thrones, I got out of this one episode. It was a beautiful episode, and I hope that the episodes in the future will show more of this. It was a beautiful episode. Everything about this episode was wonderful. And yeah, that's it for this review. I may put a few clips here and there about some of the things I was talking about. But stay tuned, because I was kind of late on this review. But like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.